8 methods psychologists use to get rid of stress. Psychologists, therapists, counselors, you've got to respect the people whose job it is to help others resolve their problems, overcome their fears and personal traumas, and just sort out their feelings in order to lead a happy, healthy life. But these experts are also human beings with their own stress to deal with. So what do these specialists do to cope? Write down everything that comes to mind. Dr. John Duffy is a clinical psychologist and the author of The Available Parent: Radical Optimism for Raising Teens and Tweens. As you can probably guess by the title, this book teaches parents how to deal with the highly stressful situation of your kids coming into adolescence. So when John himself needs to relax, he has his own technique. He says, "To reduce stress, I make notes, thoughts, situations, personal relationships, article ideas. I write down and give structure to everything that comes to my mind." This creative process is really helpful because we forget about problems, our head clears up, the tension goes down. After that, I can see things from a different perspective. So go grab some paper and a pen. Why not try this simple trick out? Treat yourself to a nice home-cooked, self-prepared meal. Licensed psychotherapist, writer, and teacher Jeffrey Sumber, who specializes in counseling couples with relationship problems, also has his own personal methods to cope with stress. When I feel depressed, I like to eat, but it should be healthy food or a dish I've never made before. I spend a lot of time going through the store, picking out the perfect ingredients. Then I cut them carefully, prepare the dressings, and slowly enjoy my meal. I often post about it on Facebook to make my friends envious. You get 2 for 1 with this awesome recommendation. The process of preparing the dish calms your nerves, and the dish itself satisfies your taste buds. But what's with that bit about wanting to make your friends envy you? That doesn't sound very nice. Tighten all your muscles. American psychotherapist Dr. Kevin Chapman helps people who suffer from panic attacks, anxiety, phobias, and obsessions. So it's no wonder that from time to time, he experiences stress himself. To get rid of it, he practices the method of progressive muscle relaxation developed back in 1920. The idea is simple. After any strong tension, strong relaxation follows. It means that you have to tighten all your muscles for 10 seconds, and then focus on the feeling of relaxation for 20 seconds. This way, you concentrate on physical sensations, not on what's troubling your mind. There are some 200 exercises for all your muscle groups in total. One of them is to start with your toes and then steadily move up to your neck and head. If you want, you can do this the other way around, starting with tensing and relaxing the muscles in your neck and head and moving downward. Just don't forget to devote all your attention to each and every muscle group. React the right way or don't react at all. Psychologist and University of Massachusetts professor Susan Krauss Whitbourne, PhD, doesn't even trouble herself with stress. When she gets into a trying situation, she has a special mantra that she says to herself: "I can't change the situation, but I can change my reaction." A positive reaction to a negative situation helps stop stress before it even starts. You can even get some useful life experience if you think of it as a challenge. You can also learn from your mistakes to avoid future problems. Do you trust this advice? Well, you should. Professor Whitbourne knows her stuff. She's the author of over 160 peer-reviewed articles and 16 books, many of which come in multiple editions and different translations. Stop the incessant flow of thoughts. Psychologist and director of the Penn Positive Psychology Center at the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Martin Seligman, recommends one peculiar yet super easy way to clear your head. Clap your hands and scream, "Stop! I'll think about it later!" You can also pinch yourself or wear a rubber band on your wrist and snap it whenever you start thinking about something that's just going to make you feel worse and not help you in any way whatsoever. Use these tricks to stop that never-ending cycle of thoughts that's just too easy to get sucked into. You can always think about your problems later. Until then, switch your attention to some specific activity or a creative exercise. A perfect distraction is actually drawing, painting, or writing. Being creative evokes positive feelings and a sense of achievement. Some scientists even believe that creativity can improve your problem-solving skills. Therefore, you might subconsciously come up with much-needed solutions to the issues you've been worried about. Have you ever had a solution just come to you out of the blue? If so, hit that like button and make yourself known. Spend an hour on your hobby and things you like. Psychotherapist Dr. Amy Przeworski recommends allotting a period of time for you to do anything you want. Read, draw, cook, exercise, whatever makes you happy. No work, no responsibilities, no negative thoughts. There should be nothing that upsets you during this happy hour, so to say. In fact, having a hobby is extremely important for your emotional well-being. First of all, hobbies increase your self-esteem and give you something to feel good about. It's also something interesting about you that can help you make small talk or even get to know other people with the same interests. They're great at saving you from boredom too. And finally, your interests keep you young. For example, elderly people who lead an active lifestyle and have things they care about are statistically the happiest. Stimulate your nerves. Tony Bernhard is the author of the book How to Be Sick, a Buddhist-inspired guide for the chronically ill and their caregivers, and she used to be a professor of law at the University of California. Bernhard suggests an unusual but effective method to get rid of stress, which is based on physiology. Gently rub your index finger across your lips. This movement stimulates the nerves located on the surface of the lips, which then sends signals to your brain that calm you down. Have you ever tried this one? Let us know in the comments if it works. There's always the good old tried and true methods. Of course, everybody knows the classic way to combat stress, and psychologists swear by them too. For example, let's take Dr. Deborah Serrani, a clinical psychologist and the author of Living with Depression, where she describes different types of depression and ways of treating them. If she feels stressed, Deborah tries to give her body everything it needs. I use everything that touches my feelings. For example, I can just sit in my car and listen to jazz on the radio, draw, relax in the hot tub, or enjoy a comforting cup of tea, she says. Psychotherapist Joyce Martyr uses a method that's commonly recommended for those struggling to overcome substance addiction. To clear your thoughts, you have to do something useful. For example, clear up your workspace, do the dishes, whatever it is, just stay busy. The main rule is that it should help you divert your attention and distract you from thinking about whatever it is that's stressing you out or you're obsessing over. Social psychologist Susan Newman, PhD, who's a parenting expert and author of 15 bestsellers, thinks that there's no better antidepressant than our friends. And Dr. Stephanie Sarkis, a practitioner and author as well, turns to yoga, sports, or just relaxation or sleep. Can't go wrong with sleep, can ya? And if you step back and look at all these tips, you'll see that they all have an overarching theme in the battle against stress. Distance yourself from the problem for a while. And the better you manage to do this, the faster you'll recover and get ready for new challenges. So just walk away from it a bit. Occupy yourself with something fun or relaxing, and then come back to the problem with a refreshed and clear mind. Which way of fighting stress did you like most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, remember to like this video and send the link to your friends, because they probably need ways to cope with